Yo, you listening to the Oprah Rose Show with TT and Gigi, and yeah, get it poppin'.
Thoughts. Everything begins with thoughts.
She's a slut, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that.
We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much.
It's about people being uncomfortable with women owning their sexuality.
What is the truest, highest vision that you hold for yourself?
I'm a real ass bitch, and I'm gonna get everything that I'm gonna get on my own.
I know for sure. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you believe.
What's up?
I'm TT.
And I'm Didi.
This is CNN. We are reporting live.
Reporting live
from Atlanta still. Yeah, ho. Every time. Stomping on pussies.
Wait, what?
You know,
that was Glorilla.
I went everywhere.
She is not from Atlanta.
For some reason, I guess because we were talking about Glow and CNN last week,
yes,
that I was thinking about it. Yeah. And funny. I don't know why the stomping on pussies and something in these Chanel toes or whatever.
Yeah, Glow.
So yes, again, still in Atlanta, missing our good sister.
Yes, shout
I'm
out to
Gigi.
We were just wondering if she was still in France at the time of recording.
She's back now.
Oh.
She back. Our sister is giving Superwoman, working, a toddler, a brand new baby. Marriage.
Oh, life of a wife.
I'm wrong hand. Wrong, because life of a wife. So shout out to our sister. We do.
Yeah.
As usual, like, subscribe, tell a friend. Again, this is on YouTube.
On the YouTube.
So make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube and send
Absolutely.
in any letters to the Oprah Rose Show at gmail.com.
Follow us on the socials. You know, we always gonna have fun in those IG stories.
Always.
IG stories is really where it's at. Like, I was having this conversation recently about like what social medium do you use the most or like take in the most? If it's not Twitter, it's Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I feel like, definitely.
Yeah.
I love Twitter. I will never leave.
I can't leave.
I will never leave.
If he's like, you got to pay 99 cents. All right, take the 99
I would
cent.
pay it. Like,
take the 99 cents.
I've been giggling so much on Twitter that I'm not even on my following page. I'll be on my For You page.
Oh, I've only
and
on
it
my
is
For You page.
so unhinged.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I know, because it was just like,
it was too much.
It was like the Wild Wild West. Now
it is the Wild Wild West.
I just be like literally giggling,
Yeah.
giggling on that For You page. And then stories. I barely scroll. You just
I don't scroll.
Yeah.
What is that? Vertically?
Yeah.
It's all
I know, all
horizontally.
horizontally.
Yeah.
It's the same motion, your thumb. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but stories, it's just quick. It's like thoughts. You don't have to overthink it.
It expires.
It expires.
Yeah.
You could be like, actually, I changed my mind. I don't feel like that anymore. Where there's so much, I feel like.
You can't go back to it.
And there's so much like, I am one of those people that does not post on my story. I'm sorry, my page. I definitely post on my story. On my page as much. Because it's like, what's the caption going to be? I ain't like the way, I like the way my stomach looked in the photo.
And then you got to have the 10 pictures and the whole carousel.
Exactly.
Like, what quote am I going to use? Oh,
what's my funny?
Send me that funny video.
Yeah. What's my funny video? Does it go in line with the story?
Right.
Like, what is the
and then when's the last time you
quote?
went to one of your old photos and went through all of them?
Yeah, I don't. But I don't think why would you?
Well, okay, we talked about a little bit about therapy in our last episode. And so one thing I uncovered in one of my sessions was like, I don't look backwards to like celebrate things, or like I'm always moving forward.
Okay.
And I'm not thinking about the moments that I've had that were like amazing.
Yeah, no, I don't do that either.
Yeah, and so you should, in a way.
But I'm not looking at my Instagram and I was like, I don't know, just like May dump. And it was like, I don't know. I think you should like celebrate, obviously, yourself.
I mean, that's a way of being able to see those moments to celebrate.
I'm not a therapist, so
right. Like if that's the way that you will want to go back to look, but essentially it's like a
little
diary of everything that's happened in your life since, I don't know when you started posting, but
I mean, I definitely have tried to post more, but I could have like 2 months or 3 months where I don't post anything.
I literally post once a month.
Yeah.
If that.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that. It's hard. It's really, it's difficult. Because then it's like, again, even just like taking the pictures, and I'm always going to pick apart.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll
you're always
do my
very
dream
hard.
post. I have it's birthday.
Yeah, so you'll have a few. I feel like you'll have a few.
I'll have a few.
I feel like you post more than once a month, though, also.
Yeah, that's the average, I'd say. Like some months I've skipped.
Okay.
Some months have been one. Some have been more. It's averaging around once a month.
Listen, the girl we were talking about being, I was like, put a pin in being self-aware. Yeah, we were talking about that. And I don't know. And I'm very hard on myself.
I think we're all our own worst critic.
Yes.
Right?
No, some people aren't. I think some people are like, whatever
I did it,
whatever that saying is, the shit don't show, whatever. Like they just, whatever they do is the best thing. Yeah. Like I remember having a conversation with someone, and look, and they're blind spots, so no one really knows what they are. And he told, and I should have known. And he told me he did not have any. And I was like, but it's the things that even, I don't know what mine are because they're blind. They're the things that you that other people see in you that you may not see in yourself. And I was like,
in a good way?
Either.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be negative.
So
I did mean negative.
So blind spots are things about you that other people see that you don't.
Yeah.
Whether good or bad.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this person said that
they didn't have
no blind spots.
None. And I was like,
that makes zero sense.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, I guess.
Because I think the thing, and we talked about it at dinner, was like the thing about a person and their character, people see us more than we see ourselves.
Yeah.
Literally, most of our lives are spent other people looking at us because the only time we see ourselves is taking a photo, a selfie, or in the mirror.
Or I mean, even I feel like that's such a not visceral, but like, I think also just how literal, thank you, literal. Like, how do you view yourself, right? And like, I think the way I view myself is very different from the way people view me.
Yeah.
I think the way, as I said, I'm really hard on myself. So I think people are like, you're really confident and you have these, great jobs and titles and bubbly and like, or mean or whatever it is. Only one person thinks I'm mean, and it's a very dear friend. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about it. Or what, like whatever the things are. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so unserious and I want to be mysterious.
Right,
and it's like,
right.
I think I tweeted that. Everybody was like, Tiara, you are the least mysterious bitch we know.
I've seen many sides of you, right? And so there is a little like retreat quietness to you most
that
of
I
the
do.
time,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But I think when we're in like the world, there's a sense of like you got to turn on things. Like as soon as you leave your door, you almost got to turn on a whole different person.
And no, I don't want to. What I have been very intentional about is I want to show up in every space as myself. So whether it be work,
and
relationships,
don't take turn on in terms of like
you have to be somebody you want to be.
Yeah. You want to be that you're not. It's just like turn on that other facet
or
of
like
you.
Like listen, I said it when I went through all the shit in May or April, and having to go to work and work that full day, like that day, I was like, oh bitch, it's giving Emmy, okay? Because I was spiraling in my head, like having that conversation, and I just went straight to work was like, wow.
Yeah, straight to work, not even going home first.
No, I went straight to work and was just like, all right, I gotta like, I think that I haven't figured out if compartmentalizing is good or bad. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. But then I think sometimes you kind of have to.
You kind of have to. I think it's a bit situational.
Let me shift this.
Yeah, I think it's a bit situational.
Because like, it could have been real down bad. I had, Atlanta, I feel like all the Uber drivers are women. So you just be chatting. And I only get women drivers in Atlanta. And my Uber driver coming here, I was ready to take notes on this lady's life. And basically, like, she's from Jamaica. Husband came over here. She got him his green card. He cheated on her, had a baby, but he also had a 4-year-old. He cheated on her again. And I guess the second time, like, she said she had to take off of work. She literally had to take a leave of absence. She was out she cried for 4 months, like 4 months.
Because she took him back after the baby.
Yeah. And then he did it again.
Had a baby.
No, he had another baby.
He had
again.
2 babies?
Yes, he had 2.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. I was like, but then we started talking about like zodiac signs, and we started talking about
what was hers and
she
his?
was her birthday. What are we in now?
We're still in Gemini.
She's was she a Libra? Her birthday was in May, but I thought she said she was a Libra. Now I can't remember.
Libra's October.
That Libra is definitely October. So maybe
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. I was saying all that to say something. I just lost my goddamn thought.
Okay.
But I'm like, I was saying all that.
I mean, y'all were just going through
just
like
how people,
the signs and like how that can,
I think just my overarching point was like just how people really, really be going through it, and then you have to show up, and then like she had kids, and you just down bad.
Yeah,
like,
you got to provide for your family, and so that is in itself, what is it? What's the word? Compartmentalize.
What's wrong with it? You would think that we smoked, which
with some
backwoods.
Think that we smoked some backwoods.
We actually, as soon as we leave here, I don't know. Like, as soon as we leave here, we will be sure to actually we can partake.
In the backwood chocolate.
We could partake
activity.
in our chocolate activities.
We got Choc sitting next to me. What's up, Choc? I'm about to call you Chocolate Baltimore.
You stop.
Not stop.
Literally, stop. Okay? Stop.
When you making your debut?
Stop.
It's like KOD Mondays.
Oh my God. I'm going to have my backwoods. I'm going to have a little backwoods bikini on while I make mine.
See, now you leaning in. I love it. Chocolate Baltimore, everybody.
Oh my God. But no, y'all. But make sure, listen, the backwoods the new chocolate flavor is in stores.
Yeah.
And bomb.
Okay, because sometimes
you gotta partake like
you gotta partake and be.
You gotta compartmentalize.
Thank you. That's the word.
You gotta compartmentalize, partake. I should have had him for my Uber driver because my sis, like I said, she was going through it. She was going through it. But back to our overarching self-awareness. How do you think people see you, and how do you think that you see yourself?
I think it's been a journey. If I go back to the younger self, I'll do it like a build up almost, and just in terms of like to get to the now. I think growing up, like before coming out, I don't know how people saw me because myself was just always afraid to be my full self. Mm-hmm. Not the fear, but it was just like, I just don't even understand who I am at the moment or what I like, because when I see other people show up in that space, they're like condemned for it. Mm-hmm. And condemned feels more of like a religious thing. And I'm not going there with it, but just more so of like, it becomes like a stamp mm-hmm. on them of like, this is how people know them because they're gay. Mm-hmm. So for me, I felt like people saw me as that, being gay. And for me inside, it's like, well, I have all of this that I want to share, and I can't really share it over the fear of what y'all gonna think of me in terms of who I am. I know it sounds very sad when I say it like that. And I think once I came out, I was able to actually discard the fear of that part. Mm-hmm. And so then you flourish a sense. Like when people talk about coming out, it's like you literally come out of a shell in a sense.
I want the world to know, got to let it show. I'm coming. Damn, we can't even sing a Puff song. Lord have mercy.
Moving right along.
This nigga.
And it's Diana Ross.
And it's yeah, exactly. But
How'd she get roped up in this?
How did Diana Ross get roped up in this? Who cleared that sample? Anywho.
And so I think the post coming out, I was trying to really figure out how I saw myself mm-hmm. in that way, because it's like, all right, now that's done. People know. I've actually never technically came out. Like, I never was like, hey, hi, everybody. Like, mm-hmm. I'm gay. Like, that was never a conversation. It's just like how I lived my life. You knew. Mm-hmm. And so then it was just kind of like figuring out like, well, who am I? Like, what do I like? What do I don't like? Because I was so in my head about people's perception of me that I didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Now I feel like in my life, I've since coming out at like 20, how old am I now? I'm about to be 37. Because this comes out, I think my birthday will probably be like the next week. Mm-hmm. But the last like 17 years have been so many different versions of myself, because I feel like I'm constantly making up for the lack of being my full self as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like now who I am is I always want people to think of me like, damn, he tried everything. or like he really like
your fullest.
Yeah, like he really was like,
himself.
oh, I'm a DJ. Like whatever you think of that I try to do, video direct, like whatever. I want people to feel inspired by that rather than it being like, well, she don't know what she want to do.
Yeah.
Like more of like a, I can try everything, right?
I love that.
And so like, I hope that that's what is being projected because mentally that's where I am with it.
Okay.
Where like right now we're sitting in the studio and the engineer was helping with changing the chord to and all that. Like I asked the question because I'm just always curious about stuff. Like, I may be on that side of recording a podcast one time. I have no idea, but like, why not try it? So for me, it's always, that's where I am mentally now, like constantly wanting to try new things. So I hope that is projecting the same way.
And I just love the openness of what you talk about.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times people, when you go through things, what we were literally saying, even the last episode about just like rejection, you shut down, you don't want to open up and try new things. And instead of that, you're like, okay, I didn't really get to experience that. I'm going to lean in even more and be open. And to me, it's the only way that you can like flourish and grow, even a relationship. That the thing you sent me this morning, literally, and it was like, you can't be like, oh, I want to date.
And then be in the house.
And then, and you're like, I'm just like, you're not doing anything to actually, and I think it shows the intentionality to the universe or God. Yeah. That's like, God, I am here. I am open to these things. Like, you know, you can't just like, there has to be action with the word. So I love the fact that you're like you said last night, it's like a script.
Oh,
you know, like a script.
Being
DJ.
unemployed, I was like, oh, let me just lean into stuff I've never done. I never wrote a script. Like, I remember I was studying a script in like 2020, 2021, and just like read Lena Waithe's script for, what was the movie that she did with Melina?
Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim. So I read the script for Queen and Slim to learn how to write a script.
Wow. Can we talk about that real quick? I saw that this morning. Why does everybody hate that movie?
You watched it this morning?
No, I saw a tweet. It was like worst movie ever.
Okay. I was like, that's so random that you
I loved that movie. I think
great.
everybody, we might be the only two people on Earth.
And
people
I got
hate
emotional
that movie.
at the credits when Lauryn Hill started singing.
Yeah, like I don't know why everybody hates that movie.
I don't know why either.
I think there was something about the end. I guess it was phony, and I don't even remember because I actually really
y'all
enjoyed
thought
that
they was
movie.
gonna get away.
And everybody's like, oh, it's black trauma. It's like, well, niggas have trauma, so I don't know.
They were on the run. Like I don't know why y'all making it into this think piece.
I
enjoyed it.
I also think we just consume and digest and talk about black art very differently than we do white art. That it's held to like a higher standard that to me sometimes it's like you were able to create something and put it out. That alone, not that it's like you should be putting out bad things, but that should be applauded in and of itself. And it's like, do you know how many in theaters? Yeah. Like I went to a premiere, you know, with big actors and actresses. Like again, I still listen to the soundtrack. Like I like holistically, I thought the styling was amazing.
Oh, I mean the coloring,
the coloring. Like let's talk about the coloring of that movie.
When you read the script, being a director of a movie, that's their interpretation of the script. There's no notes in there. It's like, okay, as a director, they should be driving in this type of car. There's just subtle things in there that Melina as a director would like pick up on. And so me reading it, I was like in awe of her because the dialogue is very it's not a lot of dialogue in a lot of the scenes, like them driving. It's like little subtle things. Yeah. Whereas like her as a director was just able to kind of like elongate it. Yeah. And like, cause it's not that much dialogue when you really think about the film. Whereas I thought Melina
I thought it was shot. And I think that's the thing that I loved about it. I think it was shot.
She did an amazing job with that.
Yeah. I don't know. The girls hate Queen and Slim though.
So I studied the script, all of that to say, cause I thought that they both did an amazing job with what I'm sure the writing was.
Keep going.
And what the direction of the film that it took. And so for me it's like literally like just try everything. Like I'm on Duolingo, refreshing up on my French. One day I'll do some Spanish lessons because I do need to learn Spanish. We were just talking about that with our engineer Red. What's up, Red? Around we were counting doing a countdown for the mics, and I did it in French. But yeah, I just hope that is just projected in that way because I have a very supportive partner, 66 Poppy, who, and I want to do something. He's like, all right, cool, let's do it. And I'm the same way with him, whatever he wants to do. And so I feel like a lot of times we're just two big kids living out the things that we didn't do.
I love that. And because I think that everybody should, even back to the childhood thing, I think how sometimes it shows up. Like I've seen it in men where you're just like, every sneaker I never got as a kid, or every video game, or even the very small, even like they're very small things. But I think, you know, whatever it is to tap into your childhood that you need to do. I think everybody should do that. So I love that. I'm trying to think, how am I tapping into my, I don't know. This is something I think I need to.
Well, think about it, right? Like therapy. I didn't realize the things that I was doing were tapping into that. Yeah. So it was almost like an unlock. Like, so I would probably, shit.
Okay.
Like I used, and we'll get off of me after this. I used an example of like when I was younger, I really wanted to learn how to play piano. And I remember like my parents, like, I don't know if they were lying to me, child, and saying that they were looking up classes. And my mother was looking up the Peabody Institute. Was like, girl, who went there? Like, I know we can't afford that. And it never happened. Yeah. And I don't necessarily want to play piano now, but like I guess with DJing, that's essentially doing the same thing. You're manipulating. Yeah, it's so like an art form
of something. Yeah.
So I guess you tap into.
I think I do want to figure out a hobby. When you were saying that, and I was like, how I said, I was like, oh, maybe I will do Duolingo with Spanish or whatever, or like, you know, trying to have these conversations in Spanish.
It's just the mind constantly learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I need to find the cognitive learning that you when I'm like 60, I'm just like still,
because I think I'm so tired. Like the work week will end and I just want to like sit. Yeah, you know, like I just feel like we're constantly doing and having to do that. Sometimes when the day, you know, it's like I don't want to do
the day end,
like last week or whatever, one of these weekends, it was my first weekend home. I think I got out of bed at 8 p.m. or something. Like,
but that's real.
I was just like, I am beat. Like,
no, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with that, because when you're tapping into those moments, like Duolingo for me, it's a reminder. Like they're gonna send me all the reminders on my phone, child.
And it's daily.
So you can make it whatever you want. You're supposed to do it daily, to like keep a streak going. Okay.
It's giving Peloton. Okay.
Yeah, like even like our friend Brian is on there. So because we're friends, we see each other's.
It's literally just like Peloton. Okay.
Yeah, and so you can high five each other and all. Okay. This is not an ad for Duolingo, but if you would like
Duolingo, you better be get up in here.
If you would like to learn a language, they do it in a great way, where you can do it with your friends as well.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna learn French.
No, I didn't expect you to. But the trip is coming up. We're going away.
I fully expect y'all to have that. I told you, Espanol, I got us. Yeah. But oui, you got that.
It's like, given no.
Yeah, no.
Je ne parle en français.
Je t'adore, Jay-Z. That's the extent of French that I know.
Is that at the end of Picasso Baby?
Of course I love all y'all. For real.
So there's French speaking at the end of Picasso Baby, which is why.
Like you know, my childhood. See, if you're going back to my childhood, I still want that J'adore Dior shirt that the girl and the girls
video. Put a reminder in your phone to look it up.
It's like $800. I do not want to spend that.
But you can like, you know, keep an eye out on it. I doubt it'll always be $800. Yeah, somebody's gonna sell it for less.
You know, I told you I watched Backstage. The Jay-Z documentary recently, and I was like, I'm only dressing like a meal the rest of the summer.
So how did a meal dress? When I think of a meal, I think of like a tank and jeans.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
But then some stuff, it was kind of like you a little bit like
tank right now.
It's the same thing I already have. It's actually no different from how I already.
So what you saying?
Dress.
What's the little what you mean? You already dressed like that.
I don't know. I'm like, I get 40 G's a feature. I don't know. I'm just gonna start like singing in a meal lyrics.
Gotcha. You gotta get you some white on whites when you get back to New York.
I have them. That is not me.
Well, you gotta lean in.
All money is legal. It's like, okay. Anywho, so there were some questions actually tying into our overarching conversation. Y'all know I love a little Dr. Dr. Nicole LaPera. I don't know what that is.
It's some backwoods.
I'm like, why can't we talk? Got your tongue tied. Okay, so you kind of said this, but what are you learning about yourself or other people right now? I think so, more so actually, both, yourself and other people.
No one wants to work anymore.
Get your ass up and work.
No, so
Kim
Kardashian, best quote she's ever said.
Yeah.
Because it's true, actually. Like, she kind of perpetuates the idea that things are instant.
Mm-hmm.
No shade. Great quote, but you've perpetuated the idea.
That's why I think it's interesting coming from her.
Yeah, that people
quote.
can get these things that they want in life very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the truth.
Yeah.
There's some work that's involved. And so I'm learning that no one wants to work anymore. Everyone just wants to like live a certain lifestyle, but like, I don't know.
And even I think what I see in the younger people, and this is, so when I say young people, I'm not trying to be judgy, but everybody wants to show their work, and you actually can't really do it. And it's like everybody wants to show on Instagram and TikTok or your YouTube page or whatever it is. Like, look at this. Specifically, I think I see it a lot with younger people that work in entertainment. Okay. And it's like I work with, you know, these people. It's
like the glamorizing
and
of
it's like
the industry.
That shit is actually, and I think that it does sometimes minimize. It's like, well, no, there are really hard days, or maybe you haven't experienced them. I don't know. And it's like you just want to show like, I do this and I do that, and everybody's so dying to do these things and speak on panels that actually don't provide any type of resources for anybody else. Yeah. Like, and I get it, right? Like, I'm doing one next month, but like, I get it. But I also don't. I'm not like, get an internship. Like, it's not.
No, because you're.
But I think my approach is also very, very, very different. I actually did try to hire somebody off of that, because I do think there needs to be a little bit more actionable items that come with these panels. And then a lot of times, you know, and this isn't anything that's new, like, especially when it came to all the female empowerment stuff, and it's like, but some of y'all are nasty and mean, and we keep having all these female empowerment things, and you're sitting on these things like, well, I don't even really like you. Like, I think that everybody just needs to be way more, if you are honest with yourself, be more honest about the process and like experiences, because then I don't think all this like, you got to show where you work and what you do, that shit is so corny to me. I actually purposely, I was just having this conversation. I purposely do not do that, because then it's like, I've had people that be like, oh, I want to be your friend because of like what you do. And I'm like, oh God, bitch, what? I'd be in the bed. Kenny. Like, what did I just say? Like,
about access.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, now you want to be like cool because you think I'm going to take you to a show. And it's like, what?
And that's a real thing. Like, I've experienced that a little bit in Atlanta. I feel like when I first moved here, I was working at Spotify. Obviously, I don't work there now. But I feel like when I was here, people that work within the music industry reached out to me more.
Of course.
Now.
Yeah.
Whereas like now I couldn't even really do anything for you at that time, right? Like, even still. But now we actually can have a working relationship in some capacity. And I feel like I'm like begging to just have a conversation. And
that for me is such a like, if we can't just on a fundamental level that is not about work, have a conversation, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Super duper. I'm so good on that relationship, because I think a lot of these relationships are very transactional. Yeah. So it's very like, it's one of the reasons why I do not enjoy LA, because LA is a very,
everything is that.
Yeah, it's like, you work here, I work here. Well, let's link up and be friends. Yeah. I don't want
because
that
then
in my
that's
life.
when you're making your job your personality.
Exactly.
And that's not what a job is supposed to be.
In any capacity.
I do my work, I go home.
You know, I am the queen of I do my work, and I do really good work,
and I go home.
Yeah, like that's it. All the other stuff, I'm just like, I just, you know, being my close friends, having a good old time. Like that's it.
And sometimes I wish I embraced posting on social more about like the things that I do. I just don't really care to, because I'm doing it. Like, I think that's the other thing too. Like, content creation is hard to do when you're actually doing the work.
And to be honest, and I think that is something that has come with age. I think a lot of times I had a lot of imposter syndrome. And I guess even to answer the question of like, what do you see in yourself or whatever now, I had a lot of imposter syndrome, and it was like, oh no. And I remember, this was years ago, being like, there was one person, and I was like, I'll never get there. And I did. And I was like, oh shit. Like, so a lot of it is also like let me not have these limiting, whether it be speech, beliefs, or anything, because then again, it's going back to, you got to be open to whatever the universe has. So my season now is like, God, whatever is for me is for me. Whatever is not, like, remove it. So I'm just literally, I just be like, I'm just here, and I'm trying to be. I'm a person that constantly lives in like, what is happening next, but trying to be very present. Because so many things.
That's anxiety inducing.
Absolutely. So many things I thought were going to, so many ways that I thought my life was going to look like, it does not look like that now today. And I think I had to be like, well, it was for a reason. And you can't be like, oh, God, well, should have gone to, like, nah, all right, it wasn't. So I'm just going to be present and take today and show up, be open, have action behind the words. Yeah. And then that's why I said, I literally do not care to post about anything for work. Like certain, like, maybe one or two things, but outside of them, I literally do not care, because I also know I'm very, very clear now, like, but I do the work and I do it really well. Right. So, and a lot of y'all, like literally a lot of y'all can.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing too, with work and posting about work, me posting about the work that I do is not going to help the work that I'm doing.
But people think that.
You
know, it's like, look at me, I'm so hot. And I'll be looking at like, I'm trying to be on a boat in Greece. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care.
I don't want to work.
I literally don't.
What's your dream job? I don't dream to work.
I don't dream of labor.
I don't dream to work. And look, we're perpetuating the idea of no one wants to work anymore. But I think it's that. That's one thing I've definitely noticed about people these days. And I mean, I wish we all could just take off and have gorgeous and nice vacations, but somebody got to work.
Somebody has to work. Yeah. And I think just also I've noticed a lot of, back to what are you seeing in other people? I think a lot of my conversations with friends, like not acquaintances, not social interactions, but like dear friends, has also just been a lot of transparency and a lot of openness and a lot of hard conversations that I don't think, everybody obviously is also getting older, but I don't think probably would have happened years ago. Right. Like, I also just think that this is the year of like unearthing things, whether it be, you know, like your scandalous things or just personal things. This is really, even anything that you know, I'm a hocus pocusy ass bitch. Like, even anything that you read, like, this is literally the year for like discovering things and unearthing. So, and now
you're saying this personally, or you think that this
in
is
general?
No,
in general, literally. I've had this conversation with on multiple levels with people. That is not even just me.
I feel like we've been alluding to that the past 2 episodes, right?
Of
like
what?
Just things of kind of this year being like a year where things are just like uncovered in a way, like changing your life.
And I don't have the like the numerology, you know, and all that, like the moon behind it, but every single solitary thing that I have read, it is about that.
Well, the first thing I thought of was like, it's also the Mayan calendar ended in 2012. And this is 12 years after. If you take the 12, I'm getting very Tokyo Tony with it. I'm getting very Tokyo Tony. Like, since it's 12 plus 12, 24.
See, and I don't know, right? I don't know.
And I'm just making up shit as I go.
We're gonna figure it out, and then we'll. Yeah. But this is that year, I think, for like I said, for everybody. And again, I mean, we can see it playing out in the media. That also, just saying, gotcha. So, and then the other question is, most people are unaware of how resilient they are and how much control they have over the outcome of their own lives. That's actually not a question. That's a statement.
That's a statement.
Yeah, there's a period behind there. No question. But I think back to some people are addicted to their trauma and their pain. And it's like, how do you get out of it and be like, I'm going to do something differently?
I think that starts within, right? Like, I think the idea that you want to continue this cycle just says a lot about like how you manage things, right? Like you like it, apparently. Like, that's how you like your life to go. It's giving you like it. Yeah, like, and yes, there is something wrong with that because there are other people that are affected by those decisions to how you choose to live your life. But like, there are better ways to handle situations.
Yeah.
But I think you have to necessarily like look within to really realize, like, do I want to change this?
Listen, and it's ongoing. It's a lot of work. It's so much work. Sometimes it's like I'm tired of doing. I'm literally tired of doing the
sick
work.
And tired.
Yeah, like I'm tired. It gets exhausting, but I don't think you can stop.
No, it's an ongoing thing. You can't stop that.
I actually want to ask a fun question.
Oh, okay.
I just thought about it, so bear with me.
How am I getting interviewed?
I'm answering the questions. No, I'm not. Do you have a work husband, wife? If so, explain that person. Does it work for you? No, we're not gonna do that.
No, I mean, I don't really work with anybody.
Okay, what's one thing from your childhood you wish you could bring back?
Saturdays. So Saturdays, I think were just like you wake up, turn on the TV, cartoons, cereal. Like it's just like the innately being a kid on a Saturday.
Yeah.
No school. Different. No school. Like sometimes it'd just be me and my sisters in the house. So it wasn't like there was just no. And what I'm laughing because I keep talking about these damn therapy sessions, and so she asked me, did I have an adultification as a child? I was like, what the fuck is that? Essentially, where you looked at as an adult figure to people when you were a child. And I'm like, damn, yeah. But
and you were the oldest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Saturdays was literally that. It's just like, your siblings having fun, watching TV, just no care. And like no sort of like, all right, I can watch this from 9 to 11, but at 12, I got to go. Like there's none of that.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
I got to go. I'm going to go to the gym and then I got to go to this thing.
I got to run to the supermarket. I got to go do this. I got to go do that.
Just the idea of like the carefreeness. So I think Saturdays is the epitome of that as a kid. Yeah.
I'm going to say bills. And that there's just something about can you pay my bills? Can you pay my auto? I'm getting rid of my car because I don't want to pay my automobile.
I feel that.
But I think the carefreeness that even it's just that of like I'm just here. I'm eating my little cereal.
That's it. I don't eat cereal now. You eat cereal.
I will. I don't eat cereal. I will, and I even started buying back again like Frosted Flakes. Like I love
Frosted
cereal.
Flakes was the worst.
What?
I hated Frosted Flakes.
My father used to cut up. And he would be the strawberries and the bananas, but I don't do that. I just need regular old. Yeah. I mean, I eat it for dinner.
And they got soggy too quick.
Yeah, you gotta eat it quick, and you put a little bit of milk, and then you basically like turn the cereal over, so you make sure.
Very grown.
I was a grown kid.
Yeah,
I was adultified,
grown.
like adultification. Okay, I'm like I was a grown kid.
Very grown of you. It was like I'm just because like then you had that big ass jug.
Yeah, so it's like
it was like however much I felt like pouring in. Like
So what cereal did you eat?
Captain Crunch.
I was just about to say, bitch, on that Captain Crunch. Yeah, because it had that little roof.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, yeah.
I liked really sugary cereals.
No, I ate all those, but I didn't eat like
the
Kix.
Things like Frosted Flakes wasn't sugary enough.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I needed a little. You add a little extra to that.
You know what else I buy? And also, this is how you know I'm an adult that's leaning into their childhood. I only buy cereal from Target because it's a lot cheaper than the supermarket.
Okay.
Oh, so that's how I know you don't buy cereal.
Right. I'm like,
it's like them goddamn grapes, $8. But you go to Target or Walmart, it's like $3 or $4. Like I do not buy supermarket.
I mean, I go in the cereal aisle to get like granola bars.
No, I'm so serious. Next time you go,
from a little Nature Valley.
See, that's too grown. Next time you go, pay attention to how much cereal is at the supermarket versus Target. Maybe it's a little different here also, but cereal is dead ass $8. So
I feel like the boxes are also bigger now.
Yeah, and I don't eat it that much, so I only need the small one. I did notice
that. It was like, why is it so tall?
Well, you know what I used to hate as a kid? When we would go to like Costco and get cereal, and for whatever reason, you could not have more than 2 cereals. So now now I'm tapping it up. See, turn this on. Turn it on.
Yeah, I bought 2. Yeah.
No, I did it. So now I would buy like a Lucky Charm box and a Frosted Flakes one. Okay. And at one point, my trainer was like, "You have to stop this." Like,
Lucky Charms.
You cannot. And I didn't for like
all
years.
Of marshmallows at one point. It was just like literally.
I never had that one.
That is like wild.
I'm like getting excited thinking about the marshmallows.
I hope they took that off the shelf.
Yeah. And then there was that one, the Undisputed Girl, that I feel like a lot of people never really had. Rice Krispie Treats had a cereal.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, and the milk was disgusting when it was
and
done.
it would pop.
No, that was regular Rice Krispies. See, Rice Krispies treats, like the one
they had it with like the marshmallow.
Yeah, it was like chunks.
I didn't know that.
Yes. See, no.
Are you
where
making
the real
this
niggas at? Say, nobody knows about the rice. It must have only been.
I think you're making this up.
Oh my god, why would I make up cereal? Again, I've loved it.
Mandela effect.
What is that again?
When you think something happened and it didn't happen.
I'm about to show you, and if you're watching it on it comes right up. Right. Oh, there it is. I was like, oh, it did not. I was like, did I make it up? Rice Krispies treats, and I was take my little box tops. Why is it 40? I'm gonna show you right now. It's $44.99 on eBay right now.
How
Vintage
much?
Kellogg's Rice Krispies treats, and it is an empty box with a McDonald's offer 1990s. Boom, booyah.
The box is being sold for $45.
Because she was that girl. It's given limited edition, vintage.
You gotta post this on your story and ask the people
to be like,
they know about it.
Do y'all know? I'm literally gonna put this. Yeah. Do y'all know about this? She was really, truly that girl. So good.
But yeah, I like the like sugary cereals. So like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch. They had one that was like a waffle.
I hated that one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name. It had a little funny aftertaste.
I'm very susceptible to ads, even as an adult.
So which ad
so anything that was like any new cereal that was coming on TV, I was like, I have to have it. That's probably why we only had one box, because I was trying to
get all of them.
Oh, I wanted everything.
Yeah, we had. I feel like we always had Honey Nut Cheerios.
I buy that still.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as a child, but I buy that. Yeah. I actually buy that now when I'm like.
That was like the last remaining cereal. Always it was like, we need to go to the grocery store.
Come on, childhood.
Yeah.
Like.
And like, I hope the kids are still having those moments.
They gotta eat cereal. Yeah.
I mean, these kids now is probably getting pancakes, waffles. And
True. These kids be eting crab legs.
They be eating good.
Because remember Pizza Hut. Listen, you read them little books at Pizza Hut.
You get your personal pan.
So good. They like, no, I want to go to Capitol Grill and get crab legs and a filet mignon.
Four Seasons Orlando.
Yeah. That kid.
Who wants to go to Four Seasons Orlando?
Me. Yo.
Me too. And it's not like they were going to like Disney World.
Yo, that baby is 9 months old talking about going to the Four Seasons. Like,
Four Seasons.
These kids is definitely very different now.
They are.
They're different. You could have just.
They are. So I don't know if they're eating cereal. It's like the babies eat like the, Cheerios, because it's like easy and quick for them to like grab and snack on. But after that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My niece.
We don't even drink milk.
Yeah, my niece is literally, I was like, she the other day was having dinner and it was like lemon pasta and asparagus.
Word.
And she eats everything. I was like, this is going to be like the healthiest baby. Because, my sister's already like getting her box of produce and stuff. And it has to be organic.
Yeah.
Like she was drinking, the baby was drinking green juice. Like there will be no like, I mean, I'm sure she'll grow into it. But as of right now, I mean, that little girl literally eats everything. She had a little lobster when we went out for Mother's Day. She eats everything.
Eating good.
Yeah.
Eating good. But that's the best way too, because I feel like a lot of foods when I was a kid I didn't like because I didn't like eat them.
Try them.
Or try them.
Yeah,
right?
I think you just didn't try them. It's like
olives. Oh my gosh. Like I just recently started.
I don't eat no damn olives. I'm like, no child. I mean,
she might be eating olives.
No, that baby has definitely had an olive.
Okay.
Yeah.
The baby's eating olives.
That baby,
she's eating olives.
She's definitely had an olive. Yeah. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah. And her Brussels sprouts are the different ones than we
had.
had.
Yeah, exactly. Because Brussels sprouts, I mean, the best PR, that and the Stairmaster, they got the best PR out.
What the Stairmaster?
I feel like the Stairmaster, people are joining gyms just for Stairmasters. The PR
I will
on it
say,
is like,
as a Stairmaster connoisseur, like I've been on her for years at this point. Like I live by it. Like I would do 30 minutes every time I'm in the gym. It's crowded as shit over there in my corner.
Because TikTok and all the things.
Like nobody would be in my corner for a long time, and I'd be by myself kicking and all of the rest of the shit I'd be up there doing. But now,
not and all right. You was up there kicking your legs, and
kicking, dancing. I'd be having full out routines on that damn thing.
No, I see so much stuff.
And it'd be like all men.
Yeah.
No shade to the men. I'm a man too.
Yeah.
But that wasn't. I witnessed being the women doing it. Me by myself. and now me in the
and
middle.
now you waiting like.
And now I'm waiting.
Like,
and when I come in the gym and I hit that
done,
corner,
yeah, and you see a lot. You now you waiting for your seat.
Now I gotta go lift while I wait for y'all.
Because that is the Stairmaster publicist working behind the scenes.
I didn't realize that till you said it. And I'm like, you are
Remember
right.
Cauliflower had a publicist at one moment?
Yeah. Because she was like the new Rice.
Exactly. So all these things just, be having they behind the scenes publicists. Yeah.
You know who got the best publicists in the world?
Who?
Hippos.
What?
So they're deadly animals. They kill people. And you would never know that.
But who is really
best
talking about
publicists in the world?
Who is talking about hippos though? And when have you you don't walk outside and run
Red
into
is
a
agreeing.
hippo? Really?
I think it's like top 5 deadliest animals.
If we're just like,
yeah.
What's the like Disney character that's a hippo or something?
Oh, they don't have one because
they're deadly.
They're deadly.
Oh, that's an elephant. The little one.
Also
I can't think of it.
Also another deadly animal.
Yeah. And they're like good luck. Yeah, actually, elephants low-key got a good publicist. Too.
They do.
They got one.
They do. Don't fuck with elephants, okay? And they fast. They fast.
And they fast.
They do. They run a little bit faster than humans.
For real?
A little bit.
All that weight.
So my TikTok, it just be all over the place. So I learned the hippo thing from TikTok. And then they did like this long video of like the fastest animals running in comparison to a human.
And the elephant was on there.
The elephant was like right there at one point, and then it was some other cats started coming, and they were just out racing everybody.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
things
gosh.
I see.
I need to go to Africa. I really need to go.
What part you want to go to?
Anywhere at this point. South Africa, Ghana. I just need to go.
Yeah. Ghana,
Zimbabwe.
Nice.
I just want to. I need to go. I'm
Have
thinking about the end of next year.
Have you ever done like 23andMe or like?
Yeah. Sorry, I have not. My father did, but I was actually. I literally meant to ask him the other day, like to send. Yeah, what did he find? Yeah, I forgot what. But yeah, it was. I mean, obviously, it was a lot.
West Africa.
I think it. Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, that makes sense.
Get back to my roots, honey.
Yeah.
I need to know where I'm really from.
No, for sure.
So I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Well, the quote is, sending love to all the people navigating their truths, unlearning harmful habits, blossoming and trying their best to align their actions with self-love. Don't stop. You've got this. It's amazing what a little bit of discipline and consistency can do.
Did you just find that?
Yeah, we don't listen. I know that it'd be. I literally am picking these as we go.
That is amazing.
I think where we did not use it. They just said to discipline. Ooh. That should be when you don't want to show up or you don't want to do something. It is very, very easy to be like, it don't matter. I don't need to do it. That discipline is very, very key.
It is. And as you're saying, and I keep thinking about it because in order to do anything, you need discipline.
Anything.
And like to do it well, to keep doing it, like practice is discipline. Those should be synonymous in that way. And you just got to keep doing the work. Like, it don't stop.
It don't stop. Oh, I was about to say something. I can't. A puff line. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Good night. I'm saying good night.
Bye.
Good night. Goodbye.